Hi, I'm James Martin, and welcome to my Persuasive Speech, titled Positive Living. Now, when you wake up in the morning, what do you think about? Do you think about the hard day you have ahead, the stressful things you have to complete today, all the hard work you have to do today? Because let's be honest, we all have stress in our life. We all have crappy things we have to do throughout the day. But it's all in how you think about it. What if instead you woke up in the morning thinking what opportunities you have? You have school early in the morning, the opportunity to learn. You have work in the morning, the opportunity to talk with your coworkers, advance yourself in your profession, get better at what you do. Well, this is called positive living, and I'm here to tell you about why I think it's the best way to live. Today, I hope, with the backing of facts and persuasion, and a little bit of charm, to teach you why it's the best way of living. Now let's start with what is positive thinking. Well, I describe positive thinking as taking everything in your life and thinking on the good side of it. Obviously there's bad things that you will need to have some not so positive thinking because life happens, things happen. But these little things, these little bad things that can be turned quickly to good things. Let's talk about those. You lose a race, you lose a competition. You think, I tried my best. I did my absolute best that I could do. And you figure out what you can improve on. You lose a promotion. You don't get the promotion you want, that you expected, you wanted. Well, why? Let's figure out why and get better. And maybe that other person was more qualified. We don't know. Now, to really think positive is to think every part in your life in a positive manner. You have issues, you have stress, you have problems. Turn them around, flip them, make them better. And this is why positive thinking is so revolutionary. Now that we kind of know what positive thinking is, let's talk about why it's a good thing. What can it do for me? How can it make my life better? But being negative is how I've been living, and I've been living fine. You may think this, but you've never had positive thinking in your life. Positive thinking has been proven to help with stress, depression, and all sorts of parts of life. According to a 2017 journal written in the Mayo Clinic, they claim in the journal that positive thinking can eliminate stress, depression, and social anxiety. Now, these big things are what I want to talk about. Stress, especially. You're always thinking negative. You're always thinking on the angry side of things, thinking, oh, this sucks, this sucks. It's going to raise some stress. If you're always thinking about the scary things you have to do in the future, when you wake up thinking, oh no, I have to take a test today, oh no, I have class today, you're going to be stressed. You're going to have these issues. But you wake up thinking, alright, I've studied for this test, I've learned this material, I'm ready. It's not going to be so stressful. You won't have it in the back of your mind all day thinking about it, just, oh, I wonder if I'm going to be able to pass. Now let's talk about social anxiety. Social anxiety is mainly when people have issues being in public, talking with people. And negative thinking really hits on that. Negative thinking will force you to say, oh, I can't talk to that person I'm attracted to, and I want to start talking to them and maybe ask them out or anything like that. It's a problem because you're constantly saying, no, they're going to think I'm weird. No, they're going to think I'm bad. And not even just romantically, as friends. You want to talk to a group because they look like nice people and you want to get social, but you think, oh, they're going to think I'm a weirdo if I walk up and introduce myself. If I start talking to them, they're going to think I'm a weirdo. So I can't do that. But when you think positively, you think, well, what's the worst that could happen? Like someone says no, what's the worst thing that can happen? They say, oh, that guy introduced himself. And who cares if they think you're a weirdo or something like that? That's what positive thinking can do. And lastly, depression. Now, depression is a touchy subject, and there obviously is medical reasons behind a lot of depression, but there are some positive ways to improve your thoughts. If you're feeling depressed and feeling down. If you're constantly feeling negative and pushing yourself down, you're giving yourself depression. You're pushing yourself into that hole. You're pushing yourself down saying, oh, that depression, it's right. I'm just a failure. I can't do anything right. And that's what negative thinking is going to get you. If you have positive thinking, you're going to push that depression away. You're going to say, well, I've been feeling down. I've been feeling not so great, but, I have this in my life. I have a family that loves me. I have opportunities in my life to push forward and push past this depression. On an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, heavyweight boxer Tyson Fury discusses these issues and mentions one time where he was driving his car down a highway in California, and he thought about driving it off the bridge. He had severe depression that had been, psychiatrists had told him that he couldn't be left alone, and he was having all these issues. And he thought about driving that car off and just ending it all. But he talked about it being the one thing that kept him alive, the one thing that stopped him was positive thinking and thinking about his family and the good things in his life. That's what stopped him. And that's what positive thinking can do. It can push away those negative thoughts and say, why would you stop this life? Why would you end this? Finally, let's talk about how you can include positive thinking in your life. Now, we all want to be positive thinkers. We all like to think we're positive. We all like to push away. And even me, who claims to be positive living, I don't think positively all the time. Obviously, everyone's going to have some bad days. As the great Bob Ross said once, you got to have a little dark to appreciate the light. And I find this true. You have to have some darkness to push out the light. So don't think, oh, at all times I need to be smiley and cheery. I cannot stray away from this happy thought. I have to be smiling and faking it all the time. That's not what it's about. Faking it till you make it is not the way to go. You got to truly believe in these and truly want these. You truly want to be positive, and that's what makes it more genuine and better for you. Now, one great thing I find is anytime you feel you've said something negative, you've had a negative thought, really stop. You stop yourself. Stop right now where you are and think. Do I really mean that? When I just said, oh, I hate that person. Oh, I hate when this happens. I hate when that thing happens. Really think about it and think, do I hate this person? If that person was falling off a cliff, would I really just not save them? Would I not be the decent human being that you know you are and save them? Obviously you are. Obviously you're a decent human being who would save them. So think about it. You don't hate that person. You might dislike something they do, but you don't have to think that negatively. And that's the start. You can still think negative, but put positivity on it. Push away the full negative of, oh, hate, and think about, well, I just don't like that one thing they do. And maybe from there, you can talk to them about it. You can decide, oh, maybe I'll get over it. That's not such a big issue. But if you're clouded by this hate, you're not going to think about that. And that is a great way to start positive thinking. Just stopping yourself and breaking down why you hate. Pushing away that hate and saying, I don't hate. I just dislike this one little thing about it. It's one little part, and maybe you can improve it or change it or talk to that person or ignore it. Maybe it's such a small issue that when you stop and think about it, you say, I don't really hate that person. Now, in conclusion, I hope to have persuaded most listeners towards the positive living life. I hope to have changed the way you think when you're thinking about your day, your life, and other people. I hope to have used persuasion, a little charm, and some facts to push you towards that first step of positive living. Thank you for listening to my speech, and have a wonderful day.